How's it going today, guys? Say hello to Crystal. It's been a few days since we've seen her in a video. I've also got to start charging the Voila boys. I think I've worn this hat now for a few videos in a row. Nah, great dudes, better music. Go check them out if you have not already. All right, today's video is going to be a little bit of a motivation type video, but really more of just a mindset and what mindset I believe you have to truly start achieving whatever it is that you're going after, and just to focus on believing in yourself. Kind of make this short and sweet, but some of the more cliche quotes and how I'll put it is to start, you can either be your biggest obstacle or you can be your own biggest supporter. And obviously the former is going to send you down a road of nothingness, for lack of a better way to put it. And the latter is what's going to, really set the foundation for you to really actually achieve whatever it is that you're after. Since I can remember, since I got started in the field of accounting, I never believed that I couldn't do any job within the field. Literally, my first day of an accounting internship, I was sitting there bored trying to get, 5 minutes to sit down with a CFO and showcase that I could be a CFO already at 16. Obviously, this was not the case, but I had so much almost delusion from just having the utmost belief in myself that I could do anything and, everything that I set my mind to, that at that age you couldn't have told me otherwise. Even though when I look back now, I realized how much I didn't know. At the time, I truly believed wholeheartedly that I knew everything. So that kind of fits into that play of you're either going to be your own biggest obstacle, because if you doubt yourself, how can you expect anyone else to believe in you? And I kind of didn't put it that way, but at a very young age realized that I needed to be my own biggest supporter, and that first and foremost, I had to believe in myself. Because as I said, if I didn't believe in myself, I could never justify asking somebody else to. So from day one, I had the utmost confidence and self-belief that I could truly do anything that I set my mind to. So the second point, and it sounds a little bit cliche, but sometimes these statements are cliches for a reason because they're so true and they're so accurate. I believe I heard this one in Russ's book. It's All in Your Head, which if you haven't read or listened to the audiobook, you should absolutely check it out. But he had said something along the lines of, you don't lose to your competitors, you actually lose to yourself. And this kind of goes along with that first point that I had mentioned, because along that line of confidence, I've also never worried somebody else like taking my role or somebody else being better than me, because it's kind of the same thing from day one, no matter what role I was applying for. And literally, if I was applying for a CFO role at 17, 18 years old, I still didn't believe, I couldn't be convinced that there was someone better out there for the role that I was applying than myself. I would never apply to a role that I didn't feel like I would be the best fit for. I never started the company thinking, yes, I did research on my competitors and stuff like that, but I never feared my competitors or looked at their rates and thought, oh man, they're going to be better than me or this or that. When I started setting my rates and started setting, the company model and all this stuff, it was literally with the utmost confidence and belief that nobody does this better than me. I can charge whatever I want to charge. I can place myself anywhere within this accounting, services sphere, and I'm going to stand out and have the best product, have the best services, have, the best everything. Because I never really had a fear of losing to my competitors. I literally, as the quote kind of said, I realized, and once again, I didn't have this quote, but I only ever thought the only person that's ever going to beat me is myself. Heck, that's actually how I started Every Second Accounts. I was literally getting to the back half of my college life. I front-loaded all my difficult accounting courses first, and I've been full-time working school since I was 16 years old. In high school, I was full-time school during the day, work at night. And then when I got to college, flipped that full-time employee during the day and then full-time student at night. And I started thinking to myself when I got to the back half of my college life, I wonder what's something that could put me out of business. That was as an employee. As an employee, I asked myself, I wonder what could, not put me out of business, but what could put me out of a job? Like my life's going fairly well. I'm going through the accounting hierarchy, this and that. I never had that complacency mindset or anything like that. And I literally thought, like, what could take me out of a job? And literally it was maybe if an accounting services company came in and did the work for cheaper. That's something that I suppose would, could undermine me. So then I went and created that because I was literally, I thought You don't lose to your competitors, you only lose to yourself. And I thought the only thing that could theoretically beat me is literally a company that would come in and completely undermine my situation. So actually, I almost became my competitor, I suppose. I'm trying to think if that's even exact play on the word, but like, or exact play on the quote. So literally from day one, kind of both of those quotes, like I think both those have resonated with me, and both really stem from, at the end of the day, having at the foundation just the utmost, self belief and confidence in yourself, because you're the only person that's going to dictate where you go in life. No one, there's nobody waiting to give you handouts. There's nobody waiting to give you more opportunity, and there's nobody waiting to give you raises. All this stuff that we find ourselves, and I've seen so many people wrapped up in, especially in the 9 to 5 world. No one's out there trying to better your life. You have to go out there and do it yourself. And if you don't carry that confidence and that self-respect, that self-belief, and almost arrogance, about you, people are going to see that as a lot. We don't have to give this guy a raise, or we don't have to, give him an answer right away if we're going to hire him or not. We're going to check other people out. Like when you kind of carry that level of, that level of confidence with you, it also dictates and commands another level of respect that you wouldn't normally get without it. And when I look back on my career thus far, as much as early on and even somewhat recently, I never had, maybe the words to put on it. I realized that's literally what's taken me from being a 16-year-old intern to, a 21, 22-year-old CFO to a 24, 25-year-old, entrepreneur business owner with a staff of his own, has really just been that, you can't convince me otherwise type of self-belief and self-confidence. And if there's one thing that I could recommend and push, and one thing that I hope for really everyone out there, but specifically anyone who's watching this video right now, it's that you garner the self-belief in yourself, the self-belief, confidence. I'm using those same words over and over, just try to really hone in on them, and almost blind confidence in what you're going to set out to do and what you can do. Because once you believe that, it's going to set the foundation to allow for you to truly go out and achieve whatever it is you're after. Because you're not going to let anyone else stand in your way. So I know that was a lot of cliches and stuff like that, but as I said, in all of the cliches that you hear, they're cliches because there's such truth behind them, and you should still very much validate the meaning behind them. So thank you so much for watching. As always, I tremendously appreciate it, and I look forward to talking with you again soon.